You are looking live at Bourbon Street here in New Orleans, Louisiana, as we approach the Smoothie King Center for what is going to be an historic evening here in the WWE. Who will wear the crown of the King? Welcome to the 2024 King of the Ring. And we kick things off inside Smoothie King Center, live in New Orleans, Louisiana, with the first of two semi-final matches in the King of the Ring tournament. Approaching the squared circle, representing Monday Night Raw, the Second City Saint, CM Punk, looks to wear the crown of the King and move one step closer to challenging for the WWE Championship on Raw.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making its way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds.
Let us take a look at the road to New Orleans here tonight. CM Punk turning away Shinsuke Nakamura and Dominic Mysterio so far. His opponent Bron Breakker taking down Baron Corbin and LA Knight. Of course, Cody Rhodes and Ilja Dragunov with their own separate paths carved on Friday Night SmackDown. They will compete one-on-one for the first time ever coming up next. But what bigger way to kick things off on what is going to be a high-profile occasion than with the best in the world, CM Punk, competing at a live premiere event for the first time since WrestleMania Saturday. And another first-time ever matchup on hand as CM Punk runs in to a certified badass. They call him Bron Breakker, and he's got that dog in him.
And his opponent from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, Bron Breakker!
Baron Corbin and LA Knight, the path for Bron Breakker on the road to the semifinals. But look at the names that Bron Breakker has turned away in competition over the last few months. This is a man who defeated the Rated R superstar Edge back on WrestleMania Saturday. Since then, he has earned victories over the likes of the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, the Apex Predator Randy Orton. He stood toe-to-toe with giants such as Omos, with beasts such as Solo Sikoa. Bron Breakker has been on a tear over the last several months. Dare I say, the next big thing here in the WWE. And Bron Breakker with a chance to move up the ladder, without a doubt, here tonight in New Orleans. Of course, the winner of this matchup moves on to tonight's main event to challenge either Cody Rhodes or Ilja Dragunov in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. But before we get there, it is the first of two semi-final matches from Monday Night Raw. It sounds as if our capacity crowd on hand in New Orleans is in favor of CM Punk, but here we go. The bell has sounded. CM Punk, Bron Breakker, first time ever. Oh my goodness! CM Punk not hesitating here tonight, realizing that Bron Breakker, a different kind of animal between the ropes. CM Punk, the veteran of this matchup, of course, he has been there, he has done that in this business, but one thing he has never accomplished is wearing the crown of the King. CM Punk has competed in the King of the Ring tournament before, but now on his way to the semifinals and possibly the finals if he can get through Bron Breakker tonight. CM Punk has had a very interesting couple of weeks on Monday Night Raw. All the while participating in the King of the Ring tournament, has had some awkward, to say the least, exchanges with the WWE Champion Kevin Owens. He shoved Kevin Owens in the ring. Owens denied his handshake in the backstage area. Then Kevin Owens came to the aid of CM Punk a couple of weeks ago after an attack by Finn Balor. Obviously, CM Punk interested in a WWE Championship matchup, as any man would be. Bron Breakker, of course, looking to throw his name in championship conversations here tonight. Bron Breakker just a few months ago was within inches of taking down the ring general Gunther over on SmackDown and bringing the World Heavyweight Championship to Raw. 'Twas not to be, but Breakker with a chance to move up the ladder on the red brand here tonight. Some mean forearms a few moments ago, and CM Punk now sending Breakker to the outskirts. I do not know if it is wise by CM Punk to break things down into a brawl with a man who is known as a certified badass, not just amongst the WWE Universe, but even backstage in the locker room. Bron Breakker has certainly made some waves and has made a lot of enemies. And now Breakker runs into CM Punk tonight. And although I do not think it is wise for CM Punk to bring things to the outside, we should never doubt the instincts of the veteran. Bron Breakker has certainly turned a lot of heads over the last few months, especially after his first year on the main roster over on SmackDown was plagued with some big-time losses. Bron Breakker has really turned things around, but wait a minute here. Referees at a count of 8. Referees at a count of 9. Breakker's got to hustle up and get back into the ring. CM Punk may be coasting to victory. Not just yet. I think CM Punk may not have even intended for a count-out victory there, but saw an opportunity and decided to take it. And you almost can't knock the Second City Saint. CM Punk trying to save as much energy as he can for potential finals here tonight. Bron Breakker obviously with the same plan. Both men looking to get this thing done in a hurry. Not be overzealous trying to do so. Got to realize the talent that stands across the ring from him tonight. Future main event player in the badass Bron Breakker. A bona fide Hall of Famer one day in CM Punk, who just got cradled up mid-air by Bron Breakker. This dude has got that dog in him, and he's been acting like a pit bull as of late on Monday Night Raw. Normally the saying goes, all bark, no bite. Bron Breakker is all bite. We have seen that throughout the King of the Ring tournament thus far. Oh no, CM Punk once again on the receiving end of a couple of strong forearms. Nothing pretty about it. Certainly effective, however. Oh no, it's CM Punk going for a ride, and that is what Punk has got to be careful of tonight. The power game, the explosiveness of Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker is such a multiple tool player between the ropes. The power, the size, the strength, the speed, the ability. It is not going to be an easy fight tonight, as CM Punk is finding out firsthand. Leveling Punk right there with a lariat out of the corner. Best in the world might be seeing stars, and Bron Breakker looking to stack the offense. Massive powerbomb down to the canvas below. Noticed how CM Punk started this matchup very hot. Immediately went after Bron Breakker with the strikes. Bron Breakker has met him with the fire and the fury. And it is CM Punk who is on the receiving end of a beatdown right now in the midst of the semifinal. Another close call there. Can't knock the badass for going for it when he sees an opportunity, but Breakker's got to realize that CM Punk has beaten some of the best in this industry. Oh my goodness! And it's because of maneuvers like that. CM Punk trying to end Bron Breakker's night on an extremely sour note. A pile driver down to the canvas. Well, not enough to defeat Bron Breakker just yet, but that is certainly going to slow down the dog inside the badass. CM Punk needed a big-time maneuver to get back in this matchup, and boy did he find it. And now a crossbody over the top, taking Breakker down at ringside. CM Punk may be making us all eat our words. He has been the aggressor on the outside of the ring so far in this matchup. And now look at the strength of Punk. Power bomb on the apron and swings him around. There is steel plates and wires underneath that ring canvas. Bron Breakker trying to get to his feet and shake the cobwebs off, but how much is realistically left? CM Punk feeling very confident at the moment. Breakker needs to get his wherewithal. And CM Punk, almost in a snap of the fingers, has taken control of this matchup. That pile driver a few moments ago has completely taken Bron Breakker out of this. Breakker not looking like he knows where he is at the current moment. CM Punk with some extremely effective maneuvers, and now looking for the Anaconda Vice. A tap out here will solidify CM Punk's spot in the King of the Ring Tournament Finals. Bron Breakker's got to hold on. A lot of damage has been done to the Chrome Dome of Breakker over the last few moments. Got to try to shake off the cobwebs and create some separation there. Some veteran instincts out of a young and tough Bron Breakker. Now leveling CM Punk with a couple of lariats and muscling him down to the canvas. And this is the explosiveness that we talked about. That same explosiveness that has greatly helped Bron Breakker not only survive, but pick up victories over some of the biggest names that he could possibly dream of over the last few months. Oh, and look at CM Punk. Off the springboard, immediately taking Breakker out of it again. And now hustling up into the cover. And another kick out. Coming up in moments here at the King of the Ring in New Orleans, Louisiana, the SmackDown side of the semifinals. As Cody Rhodes meets Ilja Dragunov to move on to the finals in your main event tonight. CM Punk off the knee in the corner. Did it do enough to daze Bron Breakker once more, or was it a shot that actually woke Bron Breakker up? It looks to be the other. Punk now set into the corner. It's certainly not where he wants to be, as Bron Breakker's looking to get some wheels underneath of him again. Great bulldog by the dog. Bron Breakker's coming to eat. And just like that, Breakker sees a window of opportunity, but can he capitalize? Punk back into the opposite corner. Brought to the top rope by the force of his opposer, and wait a minute here. Oh my goodness! The strength, the agility, Bron Breakker going to the finals, not just yet. New Orleans, Louisiana coming unglued for an incredible display of athleticism by the badass Bron Breakker. CM Punk may have kicked out, but how much is realistically left? Maybe nothing. A spear by Breakker. And within an instance, Bron Breakker almost went to the finals of the tournament, but CM Punk able to get the shoulder up when it mattered most. Man, oh man, Bron Breakker with that moonsault slam to CM Punk moments ago. Follows it up with the spear. Unfortunately for Breakker, CM Punk is still alive. Punk able to knock Breakker down momentarily, but can he capitalize? Gotta imagine a lot was just taken out of Punk in those series of maneuvers. It's one thing to get the shoulder off the canvas, but realistically, how much does Punk have left? Maybe a little. The tank isn't running on E just yet. Man, you see matches like this where both superstars are pulling out their best maneuvers, and maybe even maneuvers that we haven't seen out of their arsenals in quite some time. And then you think about the winner is going to try to go on to compete once again later tonight. Meanwhile, CM Punk and Anaconda Vice locked in at ringside. Breakker's tapping out to try to create some separation, but obviously does not matter. CM Punk knowing he can't get the victory out there, but just trying to beat down Bron Breakker, incapacitate him, and maybe going for a count-out victory again. Well, not just yet. What has CM Punk got in mind? CM Punk realizing that he is in there with a young, tough, and rough superstar. CM Punk is really having trouble keeping down the badass here tonight, as there's Bron Breakker again. Gave him a moment, and Breakker utilized it. Clothesline, shoulder tackle, and now the dog muscling up CM Punk. Bron Breakker, an absolute beast inside of that ring. And once again taking down CM Punk. Some strong offense there by the badass. Punk just trying to do all he can to stay on his feet, avoid his shoulders being pinned to the canvas. Easier said than done as Breaker takes him on another amusement park ride. And now Breaker back into the corner. A second spear on CM Punk. Oh, man, it doesn't get any closer than that. A second spear by Bron Breaker, and Breaker has got to be rattling his brain right now, trying to figure out what the hell he's got to do to keep down a bona fide future Hall of Famer in CM Punk. And Punk once again with the springboard, very reliant on it. Doing all he can to try to knock Breaker down momentarily, and now the Second City Saint scales the ropes and comes down on the rib cage. That could have taken just as much out of Punk as it did Bron Breaker. Multiple spears that CM Punk has somehow survived. Bron Breaker is down, but is Bron Breaker out? CM Punk with his eyes locked on the shoulders. Breaker may be going to sleep. GTS delivers. And CM Punk is on his way to the King of the Ring Finals.
Here is your winner, CM Punk.
I'll tell you what, Bron Breaker continuing to turn doubters into supporters. No doubt, a future main event player on Monday Night Raw. But right here tonight, CM Punk showing that he's got a hell of a lot left in the tank, and CM Punk's goal of winning King of the Ring has moved one step closer. CM Punk finds out in moments who will meet him in tonight's main event. CM Punk takes on either Cody Rhodes or Ilja Dragunov in the finals of the King of the Ring. Prepare for the most exciting 10 minutes, a fast-paced 600 seconds, and all the action you can handle. Coming your way exclusively each and every Wednesday, only on the Noah Nation Gaming TikTok. The superstars of Raw and SmackDown race to the finish line on velocity. Competition at an all-time high that you won't see anywhere else. Scan the QR code, follow on TikTok, and don't miss a second of velocity. Who will meet CM Punk in tonight's main event in the King of the Ring Finals? We find out right here, right now, as the SmackDown side of the semifinals commences. And approaching the ring, the Mad Dragon, who has certainly impressed throughout this tournament thus far.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 187 pounds, Ilja Dragunov.
If Ilja Dragunov entered the King of the Ring tournament with anybody doubting his abilities, he has certainly turned them all away over the last several weeks. This is a man who took down the Celtic Warrior Sheamus in the first round, a matchup where Sheamus controlled, fair to say, 85 to 90% of the bout, but Ilja Dragunov got it done in the back half and survived the Celtic Warrior. And then we moved on to Super SmackDown less than 2 weeks ago in Mexico City. Dragunov surviving a former World Heavyweight Champion in the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre. McIntyre has been steaming around the locker room ever since that loss, but Ilja Dragunov found a way to win. No doubt, deserving of his spot in the semifinals here tonight. But will he be able to get through? A man who is seemingly on a road to redemption on Friday Night SmackDown. I will tell you what, the King of the Ring has been known as one of the Big Five throughout many years here in the WWE. And tonight just feels like a big night, like a big event. I got goosebumps as the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes approaches the squared circle. CM Punk sits back, rests and recuperates, and watches who will meet him later tonight in the finals. It very well could be the prodigal son himself.
And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes!
Cody Rhodes turning away the Cruiserweight Champion JD McDonough in the first round, and then at Super SmackDown, on a disadvantaged field, defeating Andrade El Idolo himself in the middle of Mexico City. It was last month at Battleground that Cody Rhodes suffered a heartbreaking loss inside a steel cage to an old rival in the Apex Predator, Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes realized it was time to move on, set course for the King of the Ring, and looks to redeem that loss all those weeks ago throughout the midst of this tournament. Well, it could either culminate or come crashing down before our very eyes here in Smoothie King Center. It is our second of two semi-final matches, this one courtesy of Friday Night SmackDown. And here we go, the Mad Dragon, Ilja Dragunov, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes for the first time ever. Cody Rhodes cannot discount the effort of Ilja Dragunov, something that both the Celtic Warrior Sheamus and the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre may have done throughout this tournament thus far. Dragunov has proved that he has evolved during his time in the Cruiserweight division, not diminished. A man who won the Cruiserweight Classic tournament last summer and into the fall, a former Cruiserweight champion, a former Intercontinental champion, Ilja Dragunov proving to be well-rounded in between the ropes. And we are also looking at two of only three men to ever pick up victories over the ring general Gunther. Of course, the World Heavyweight Champion will defend his crown later tonight against the almighty Bobby Lashley, but you look at Ilja Dragunov, the man who dethroned the over 800-day reign of Gunther for the NXT United Kingdom Championship several years ago, and there's a misstep in the Mad Dragon that time. And of course, last year at SummerSlam, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes taking down Gunther for the United States Championship, Gunther's one and only loss, a part of the SmackDown brand. And Ilja Dragunov making up for that misstep a few moments ago, delivers on a knee. He originally intended from the middle buckle, but got it the hard way that time. I'll tell you what, Dragunov has proven to be an absolute fighter, to be tough as nails time and time again. I don't think Dragunov is just playing on the words when he says he is somebody who thrives off pain in between the ropes. If he can withstand the punishment that was dished out by two of the toughest SOBs to ever lace up a pair of boots throughout this tournament thus far, who's to say he can't keep down Cody Rhodes? And clearly, as you just saw, Ilja Dragunov willing to put his own body in harm's way to keep down anybody he is in that ring with. I am sure there is a great respect between two men who have really become some pillars of Friday Night SmackDown, and Ilja Dragunov and Cody Rhodes. But tonight that respect goes out the window as both men look to punch their ticket to later tonight's finals. Ilja Dragunov has been very intense thus far. That is a word that personifies the Mad Dragon. Cody Rhodes trying to withstand this early fury. A nice block that time. Now Cody going behind in the early moments of this matchup. Vertebreaker! Cody trying to get things done in a hurry. Only a 1 count that time, but how much was taken out of his arm? Impressive as all hell was that maneuver by Cody Rhodes. Now off the ropes with a classic disaster kick. You see Cody take a little bit of his time here, and that could be for one of two, if not both reasons. One just to get a little bit of R&R after an early onslaught of Ilja Dragunov, or to try to dictate the pace in his own way. Ilja Dragunov obviously coming out of Blades of Glory in this matchup so far, but Cody Rhodes looking to wrestle his style of matchup. Talked about how Cody Rhodes has been a little bit of a Rhodes to redemption after a heartbreaking loss. Really, we should say a consecutive 2 losses to Randy Orton. The last 2 times Cody Rhodes has appeared on live premiere events. King of the Ring tournament and possibly winning the crown. No bigger redemption for Cody if he can do so tonight. Ilja Dragunov sent to the corner once more as Cody Rhodes looks to outstrength the Mad Dragon here. Now Dragunov creating a little bit of separation and able to muscle up Cody Rhodes. You know, Ilja Dragunov, intense inside the ring and intense outside of it. Anybody who has seen Dragunov's training regimens across social media knows this man is constantly preparing for war in the means of combat between the ropes. I'm sure Cody Rhodes has done his homework and done his studying on Ilja Dragunov and tries to find a way to beat down the Mad Dragon by any means possible. On the middle buckle, Dragunov did not have success off that same rope earlier. However, Cody Rhodes writing a different story. Cody Rhodes better pay attention. Ilja Dragunov right back to his feet. Cannot bask in the glory in this kind of contest that early on. Cody Rhodes delivered that missile dropkick, unfortunately failed to follow up, and now it's Ilja Dragunov trying to play aggressor. Cody Rhodes off a reversal that time, inside cradle, looking to steal away the victory from the Mad Dragon, very similar to how Dragunov pulled the rug out from underneath the feet of Drew McIntyre less than 2 weeks ago in Mexico City to earn his matchup here tonight in the semifinals. Oof. Great strength shown by the Tsar once more. Back and forth we start to go between these 2 SmackDown All-Stars. Ilja Dragunov looking to break out into the main event scene. Cody Rhodes looking to take the next step to challenging for a world championship. And look at Dragunov just unloading on Cody Rhodes in a hard strike. Intensity personified as Cody Rhodes is finding that out. Ilja Dragunov, somebody just got some brute strength deep down within him. Cody Rhodes has been set for multitudes of rides throughout this matchup. Looked as if Dragunov was going for Torpedo Moscow. Not to be found. Pedigree! Ho, ho, ho! And now Cody going for the cover. And Dragunov, desperation kick out that time. Dragunov sending Cody into the ropes. Looked to be going for Torpedo Moscow. Cody sidestepped, and Cody delivered the pedigree. Unfortunately, victory was not to be, and now Dragunov starting to unload on the American Nightmare. Man, back and forth these 2 superstars have been throughout the majority of this contest. Now what has Cody got in mind? Trying to clothesline Dragunov out of the ring. Ilja skinning the cat. Creating a little distance. And now Dragunov sending Cody into the ropes this time. And another back suplex. And Dragunov has sent Cody Rhodes up and down on the canvas, through the air, multitudes of times throughout this matchup. Some great strength and some great resilience being shown by Dragunov, especially after that pedigree, which obviously had to do a lot of damage. Dragunov trying to rev up the engines here in New Orleans, Louisiana tonight. Dragunov, a man who is hot off the heels of falling short in a last man standing matchup, losing his Cruiserweight Championship back on May the 4th at Battleground. Both Dragunov and Cody have really bounced back from their losses on that night ever since. But which one of these men is going to continue forward? And big time German that time. Cody Rhodes may not have his wits about him, that is for sure. Ilja Dragunov, look at the speed. Someone check on Cody Rhodes. I believe the lights are on and nobody's home. But Cody getting the shoulder up again. Cody Rhodes may be out. Ilja Dragunov. Eyes locked. H-bomb. That's going to do it. Dragunov securing his spot in the finals. Not just yet. And look how Cody Rhodes kicked out with as much emphasis as he could possibly muster. Realizing that the King of the Ring tournament flashed before his very eyes as Ilja Dragunov is clicking into a new gear right now. We talked about it at the top of this matchup. Both of these men, two of very few to pick up victories over Gunther throughout his WWE career. Imagine if Ilja Dragunov can win the King of the Ring tournament and go on to challenge the world champion, which could possibly still be the ring general the time we get to SummerSlam in August. Dragunov sending Cody back inside the squared circle. Ilja's got to do what he's got to do. Keep the momentum going. Foot on the gas pedal. Dragunov trying to come off the top rope. No delivery to be found. Cody Rhodes now finds himself with his back against the wall momentarily. And Cody once again just trying to slow down the pace of this matchup. Trying to take Ilja Dragunov's confidence out of it. There is a fire underneath the Mad Dragon tonight. Dragunov sent into the corner once more. I don't know what Cody's got in mind, but whatever it is, he needs to hustle up and not allow Dragunov to R&R. Sunset flip on Dragunov. Oh, man, almost got him. And kind of the opposite that time. A very unenthusiastic kick out by Ilja. Dragunov might have took out a little bit of his own efforts with all that fury that he spewed on this matchup moments ago. Both these men got to be feeling the effects of war. Ilja Dragunov's not looking well. Cody Cutter! And is it Cody Rhodes moving on to the finals? Not just yet. Ilja Dragunov is still alive. And now Cody's starting to come unglued. Desperation starting to be shown by hands of the American Nightmare. Cody's whipped out the pedigree, has pulled out the Cody Cutter, a maneuver that we do not see that often out of Cody Rhodes. And now going off the top with a springboard moonsault. And same can be said, Cody Rhodes digging deep down in the bag of tricks. Oh, wait a minute, Cody. A second pedigree. Ilja Dragunov may be out cold. Cody Rhodes into the cover. You gotta be kidding me. Ilja Dragunov is still in this match. The Mad Dragon not looking to be slayed before our very eyes. Two pedigrees have not done the job. Cody Rhodes with a couple closed fists, and somehow Dragunov is still on the soles of his feet. And Cody Rhodes is just coming unglued. He may be the one racking his brain right now, trying to figure out how he can defeat Dragunov tonight. Cody in the ropes. Once again sent for a ride. Scoop and a slam into the cover. Unfortunately, a rope break that time. And what a matchup here tonight. Following up that CM Punk Bron Breakker contest as now Dragunov comes off the top. Truly looking like a dragon soaring through the skies of New Orleans, Louisiana. Now it's Cody Rhodes on the outside. Dragunov gonna close the gap with a tope suicida. Now it's Ilja Dragunov bringing this fight to the outside for the first time. And just like that, Cody Rhodes was starting to come unglued, was starting to maybe lose his marbles a little bit, and it's Ilja Dragunov who may be bringing this matchup across the finish line. German suplexing Cody Rhodes from pillar to post. Cody Rhodes brought to his feet, not by his own accord, but by hands of Dragunov. Referee's at a count of 6, I believe. Oh no, Dragunov coming off the top with a headbutt to the outside. My goodness! Talk about putting your own body in harm's way in the means of success. And now continuing to dish out the punishment. And Cody Rhodes' back and abdominal section has to be crying right now after all the scoops and the slams and the suplexes and the sentons that Dragunov has implored throughout this matchup. Referee is at a count of 4. Cody Rhodes trying to muscle his way to his feet, but look how slow he was getting back inside the ring. Cody to the ropes, torpedo Moscow, nobody to be found. Another sidestep. Cody did his homework. Schoolboy. He got him. He got him. Cody Rhodes gets the victory. A last-ditch effort. Ilja Dragunov wanted torpedo Moscow, but for the second time in the matchup, Cody Rhodes was able to sidestep, and this time, Cody found himself on the opposite end of a pinfall. Now getting his hand raised, Cody Rhodes is going to the finals.
Here is your winner, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes!
What a fight by Ilja Dragunov. But to the victors goes the spoils. And now we know, right here tonight, in your main event, SmackDown's American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes takes on Raw's best in the world, CM Punk, who will be the 2024 King of the Ring. Ladies and gentlemen, pull out your calendars and mark down Saturday night, July 13th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, because we are heading across the pond, London, England, for the 2024 Money in the Bank. Cannot wait to get to the United Kingdom for what is going to be an extraordinary Money in the Bank. But we have got a Bourbon street fight on hand in New Orleans.
The following contest is a Falls Count Anywhere match. Making his way to the ring from Black Forest, South Australia, weighing in at 330 pounds, Bronson.
Well, I will tell you what, it's been just about 3 months since Bronson Reed made his Monday Night Raw debut, and this former NXT North American champion has been on an absolute tear, and that includes a victory last month at Vengeance against the Nigerian giant Omos. But we are here tonight because that loss has not sat in well with said giant. Omos drew the line in the sand. Bronson Reed gonna meet him in the midst of war with anything goes here tonight. And I will tell you what, the mood certainly changes when the Nigerian giant Omos enters the room. Things are about to get downright ugly here in New Orleans.
And his opponent from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 400 pounds, the Nigerian giant,
Omos marching down the aisle with purpose. He has already put Bronson Reed through a table a number of weeks ago. Hold on, wait a minute. Bronson Reed. Wait a minute. Reed's hustling up. Reed not waiting for a bell. Well, you heard a bell briefly. Here we go. Reed not waiting. This Falls Count Anywhere Bourbon street fight is underway. Anything goes, no disqualifications, no countouts. This fight can be taken literally all the way to Bourbon Street here in New Orleans, if need be, as long as we get a 3 count. Reed hustling up, eager to get a little bit of a payback, if you will, on Omos here tonight. As we were mentioning, it was multiple weeks ago on Monday Night Raw that Omos ambushed Bronson Reed after a losing effort against the visionary Seth Freakin Rollins. Bronson Reed chokeslammed through a table in the middle of the squared circle. Omos, as we mentioned, drew the line in the sand on that night and is now looking to get his victory back. And wait a minute, speaking of tables, here comes the wood. The Dudley Boys ain't in action till Monday. Bronson Reed, look at the strength. This is what we saw back at Vengeance. Only very few men are going to be able to manhandle the giant like that. Well, I'll tell you what, we kicked off tonight with two great wrestling matches. This one's going to be a little bit of the opposite. A straight-up fight between a beast and a giant. And look at Omos trying to stranglehold Bronson Reed. This bear hug locked in. Omos may not need the weaponry, may not need the plunder in this street fight. Bronson Reed trying to create a little bit of separation. Clapping the ears together in a big-time shoulder block. So there's one factor that Bronson Reed has on his side tonight is that he knows he can defeat Omos. He did it last month in Bakersfield, California at Vengeance. That is a loss that has been a thorn in the side of Omos ever since. Putting Bronson Reed through that table. Absolutely ran over Cedric Alexander a number of weeks ago on Raw. Remember what happened in the closing moments of that matchup? Omos coming off the top with a tsunami of his own just to send a message to Bronson Reed, who now institutes a steel chair in this street fight. And now Reed going for the cover on the outside of the ring. Falls count anywhere in the Bourbon street fight. Bronson Reed willing to meet Omos in any kind of battlefield he's so wanted. And this is the stakes that we have on hand. Reed going back underneath the ring. Man has got a trash can. Omos wants none of it. Oof. That was a mean kick to the gut, and Bronson Reed head first off the steel. I think the only garbage Omos is looking to take out is Bronson Reed here tonight. An overhand shot right to the chest cavity. That's got to feel like a bullet coming from somebody the size of the Nigerian giant who once again muscles up Bronson Reed. And only very few men are capable of doing things like that to one another. But these two giants absolutely able to manhandle one another any day of the week, twice on Saturday. Omos sending Reed back inside the ring. They have gave Bronson Reed too much time to recover. And the big Aussie hustling up with a big time elbow drop. And we said it last month at Vengeance, we'll say it again. This is like watching a real-life version of King Kong versus Godzilla. And right now, Godzilla's winning. Bronson Reed, some great speed and agility in the big man. And strong as an ox as well. It's one thing to knock Omos down. It's a whole other thing to keep him there. Double-handed choke slam for his troubles. Bronson Reed, not to be denied, but you gotta believe a lot was taken out of Reed that time. This capacity audience here in New Orleans loving what they are seeing. Omos getting another table as if we need it. We already got one inside of the ring, now one on the outside. Omos going for a cover, looking for victory here. A little bit more taken out of Reed, but still only a 2 count. Omos looking to get that victory back that he fell short of last month at Vengeance. Bronson Reed looking to get some payback after being put through a table on Monday Night Raw several weeks ago. Remember this past Monday night, Kevin Owens victorious against Finn Balor in the opening matchup. The Nigerian giant Omos about to walk down the squared circle, seemingly to do the bidding of the #1 contender Seth Freakin Rollins. Thankfully, Bronson Reed stopping him dead in his tracks, leading to a brawl in the aisleway. Had to cut the commercial just to get things settled. Now Bronson Reed again with a sidestep. A nice shot to the abdominal. And Omos sent right to those diamond-plated steps. I don't care how big and tall you are. That's going to knock anybody down to size. Now Reed with a table as if he needs it. Once again, keeping Omos there. And Smoothie King Center might come crumbling down if one of these two behemoths goes crashing through a table. Omos has got the opposite steps. Holy hell. I am sure it sucks like hell for Bronson Reed to eat those steps right to the face, but damn it, it's entertaining to watch. Omos just lawn darted those steel steps right at Bronson Reed, and now sending him right into the barricade. And Charles Robinson almost got taken out in the line of fire. New Orleans is starting to look like a car wreck just looking around the ring and ringside. Tables, steel chairs, trash cans, steel steps. Bronson Reed just trying to create a little distance. This fight back to where it was on Monday Night Raw, back into the aisleway. I don't think these two men want to be fighting right there. That's all concrete. Reed celebrating his victory momentarily. But he better not get overzealous, because Omos is still alive. Set of the table momentarily. What the hell does the big man got in mind? Omos hoisted on that table. Big Bronson Reed scaling the ring. Oh, and Omos getting off of it, got out of the line of fire. He better be thanking his lucky stars. Oh no, wait a minute, Reed! Omos on the shoulders, Death Valley driver through the table. And Omos somehow able to get the shoulder up, but what a display of strength and destruction by big Bronson Reed. Oh no, not at ringside. Omos going for a choke slam, trying to get back into this matchup. Luckily Reed with his wits about him. And that table exploded into 1,000 pieces, and now Bronson Reed hustling up back inside the ring and has got his eyes on the other table. Omos was the one who brung the wood to the dance. Bronson Reed the one to utilize it. Omos slowly making his way back inside the ring as Reed once again positioning that table. I don't think Omos wants to be on the receiving end of whatever big Bronson Reed has got in mind. Oof! Omos might have kicked out a few minutes ago, but this is what Bronson Reed has got to be salivating for over the last several weeks. Staying up late at night, daydreaming about getting his hands on the Nigerian Giant. Now Omos once again hoisted on the table. Bronson Reed is going to the top. This might shake New Orleans to its very core. Bronson Reed, tsunami! Through the table! Holy hell! Bronson Reed into the cover! Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Omos getting the shoulder up! I can't believe it, and I don't think neither can New Orleans. An audible gasp in this building as somehow the Nigerian Giant is coming alive. Godzilla and King Kong, and it looked like Godzilla was dominating, but King Kong has got a couple of beats left in his chest. I don't know how Bronson Reed survived being put through not one, but two tables, or I should say Omos! And speaking of Bronson Reed surviving, I don't know after that. Jeez Louise. This is the damnedest thing I've ever seen. These two behemoths just beating the hell out of each other, not just with their fists, not just with their strength, but with every piece of destruction that they can find. Omos getting another trash can, as if he really needs it. Oof! My God! Bronson Reed. I think that was a receipt for the steel steps earlier on. Sending Omos right into the corner. Reed at the trash can once again and just chucks it right at the dome. Well, Bronson Reed might not have gotten the victory yet, but this has got to be sweet satisfaction instituting this kind of beatdown. And now what the hell does Reed got? That's a damn barbed wire the hell is going through the mind of Big Bronson Reed that he needs to use hardcore weaponry like that barbed wire bat? Oh my goodness, did you see the way Omos snatched the bat right out of the hands of Reed? This matchup went from bad to worse to absolutely extreme. And now Omos back on his feet with his eyes locked on Big Bronson Reed, who gets sent down to the canvas with nothing but brute strength. And another kick out. Man, Omos, unsatisfied with that loss back at Vengeance, could not swallow it, and it has led to this. Reed looking to stop at nothing, to stop the giant dead in his tracks, running him over like a tank. Omos down once again. Reed scaling the ropes. Look out below. Another tsunami. Into the cover. And that is gonna do it. Omos may have drawn a line in the sand a number of weeks ago, but Bronson Reed stepped right over it tonight and asserted his dominance, going 2 for 2 against the Nigerian giant right here tonight at King of the Ring.
Here is your winner, Bronson Reed.
Well, that was one hell of a fight that went absolutely to the extreme here in New Orleans, Louisiana. But you got to give big ups to Big Bronson Reed, continuing to send tidal waves throughout the Monday Night Raw locker room, seemingly putting Omos behind him tonight. What is next for the big man each and every Monday night on Raw? The fans asked and they shall receive on the second of last day of the summer, Saturday night, September the 21st, live from Madison Square Garden in New York City. The Queen of the Ring will commence. In the back half of the summer, 16 women will compete. The tournament semifinals and finals culminate on that night at the first Queen of the Ring.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's World Championship.
And hot off the heels of that extraordinary announcement, we shift our focus to Friday Night SmackDown as the Women's World Championship is set to be defended. We've been talking about deserving challengers all throughout tonight. Superstars that have earned their spot at tonight's occasion. And you are certainly looking at a woman who, like her or not, is a earning challenger for the Women's World Champion here tonight. Making her way through Tegan Nox, as well as Roxanne Perez in the Women's World Championship Eliminator, Iyo Sky has proven to be the rightful #1 contender. And Iyo Sky's confidence has got to be at an all-time high. Just 24 hours ago on SmackDown, Iyo right in front of the champion, once again pinning Roxanne Perez in the midst of a tag team matchup. Momentum is on the side of the genius of the Sky. But will Iyo be able to carry that momentum into succeeding in her championship pursuit tonight? Or will Raquel's first defense be the one that kicks off a legendary reign as the champion? All questions that we will find answers to in due time as the champion makes her way down the aisle. Many have said that the champion is not made when the title is won, yet when it is first defended. Raquel Rodriguez winning the Women's World Championship back on Saturday night, May the 4th at Battleground against the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. All the while, Iyo Sky was making her way through the Eliminator and becoming a deserving #1 contender. Raquel was tying up loose ends with the ballsy badass Shotzi. And you gotta wonder if Raquel's focus has truly been on who was gonna be next up to challenge her for the title. Well, one can say if it wasn't, Iyo Sky certainly got all the eyes on her last night. But as we mentioned, Iyo pinning Roxanne Perez right in front of the champion. Raquel Rodriguez, first defense of the gold. Will it be her first and only, or will she be able to survive a game Iyo Sky here tonight in New Orleans?
Introducing the challenger from Tokyo, Japan, Iyo Sky! And her opponent from Rio Grande Valley, Texas, the WWE Women's World Champion, Raquel Rodriguez!
Many have said that 2024 has been the year for Raquel Rodriguez. Even when she has had some bumps in the road, she has overcome them. She has fought back. She has got herself up, dusted herself off, and of course inevitably became the Women's World Champion. But tonight is make or break for Raquel Rodriguez's reign on Friday Night SmackDown. It's the first offense that many say makes the champion and makes you a deserving champion. That is what Raquel is trying to do here tonight. And Iyo Sky hot out of the gate, trying to play with the psyche of Raquel Rodriguez early. Oof. Genius of the Sky, so dangerous inside of that squared circle, as we have been reminded over the last several weeks, as Iyo has been very busy in competition on Friday Night SmackDown leading up to tonight's event. Raquel Rodriguez booed clearly under the ropes that time. Jessica Carr a little out of position, but very early to keep down Raquel without a doubt. You know, even when Raquel has had some bumps in the road, as we have mentioned, she has got herself up and dusted herself off time and time again. Outlasting 5 other women inside the Elimination Chamber matchup back in the month of January. Raquel was at an all-time high. Red hot momentum going into her home state of Texas back at WrestleMania. Unfortunately fell short to the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. But Raquel did not let that loss dictate her future. Continued to press forward on Friday Night SmackDown, just as she is continuing to press forward right here, right now. Raquel eventually becoming the #1 contender again, and as we mentioned, taking down Shayna Baszler a month and change ago in Sacramento, California at Battleground. Raquel Rodriguez is finding out firsthand over the last 5 weeks that there has been a target on the back of the champion all throughout the midst of the Eliminator, and all the while, she was dealing with her own issues with the ballsy badass Shotzi. But now Raquel looks to focus on the task at hand and looks to use her power game to her advantage tonight. It is the power and strength of Raquel versus the speed and agility of Iyo Sky. Oof! Raquel starting to rev up the engines. Iyo Sky, however, rejecting her, and now a tilt-to-whirl off Brett's rope. Iyo looking to win the championship early, but Raquel Rodriguez proving to be a worthy champion so far. As for Iyo Sky, this is a much-anticipated matchup for her. We have talked about in great lengths on Friday Night SmackDown that Iyo has been right behind Raquel Rodriguez in terms of being on the cusp of success on the blue brand. The difference is Raquel has made the most of some of her opportunities when it really took Iyo Sky over the last number of weeks to finally start capitalizing on the opportunities that were arising. In her case, the Women's World Championship Eliminator. Raquel Rodriguez, of course, as we mentioned, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. Raquel is starting to become familiar with big-time matches such as tonight. An opportunity for Iyo Sky to prove her doubters wrong and her supporters correct. And finally, break out of the shadow that may be being casted by Raquel on Friday Night SmackDown. And I'll tell you what, so far so good. Iyo Sky has not only been wrestling to perfection on the blue brand, but is putting together a great game plan so far in this matchup. Iyo has been game each and every week on SmackDown. That's how she became the #1 contender. And that's how she is in control of this matchup against Raquel Rodriguez right now. And once again, the double stomp to the rib cage. Iyo may be looking to soften up the abdominal section of the champion in hopes that an over-the-moonsault would be the final nail in the coffin. I think Raquel Rodriguez starting to realize that. Trying to get back into this matchup at any and all costs. Using the strength to her advantage again. Scooping Iyo Sky up and slamming her down to the floor. Raquel Rodriguez back has been against the wall, champion or not, many a times throughout 2024 already. Just when you thought Shayna Baszler was going to retain her title back at Battleground, Raquel rose like a phoenix, just as she is starting to do tonight. Iyo Sky going for a ride off the neck breaker, and Raquel could be looking for a Tejana bomb early, but Iyo Sky has done her homework. Kicking the knees out of Raquel. Dare I say genius of Iyo. And now going for the quick cover here, but Raquel pops the shoulder off the canvas. Iyo Sky showing a sign of life or a sign of survival maybe. Raquel Rodriguez just absolutely woman handling her over the top rope. I'll tell you what, the SmackDown Women's Division as well as the Monday Night Raw Women's Division have been absolutely on fire this season and throughout 2024. And with the announcement moments ago here tonight that the Queen of the Ring, first of its kind, is approaching at the end of the summer, Saturday night, September the 21st in Madison Square Garden, every woman is going to be looking to step up and be a part of the tournament or be on the marquee that night. And I'm sure Iyo Sky sees this opportunity that much bigger than it already was. Raquel Rodriguez again sending Iyo right into the barricade. And dare I say, Raquel Rodriguez may be going for a count-out victory to retain her title. Or may just be looking to get some R&R. Realizing that Iyo Sky still has a little bit left in the tank. Realizing that Iyo is going to break the count. Raquel taking the opportunity to try to rest and recuperate, but may have gave Iyo the same opportunity. In which Iyo Sky capitalized and has gone right back to work on the abdominal section of Raquel Rodriguez. And now Iyo Sky showing some strength of her own. These two women no strangers to each other. They have fought on SmackDown in the past. They have had battles back in NXT during their time on the Black and Gold brand. They are certainly at the best that they have ever been throughout their careers. You can absolutely say that about Raquel Rodriguez and Iyo Sky looking to prove her worth tonight. Throwing her own body in harm's way just to take out Raquel. Over the top rope, and now, Acai moonsault by the genius of the Sky. Iyo Sky has certainly proclaimed herself as the true #1 contender, and she may be within moments of proclaiming herself the one and only Women's World Champion. Springboard, drop kick, Raquel down and out. To win the title, not just yet. Man, great flurry of offense that time by the #1 contender, but Raquel Rodriguez digging down deep, finding a way back into this match. That was a strong forearm that time as Raquel sends Iyo into the ropes. Iyo Sky trying to put the brakes on, and Raquel once again getting caught. Iyo Sky has put together a beautifully executed blueprint. Raquel might have been surviving, but look how she is favoring the abdominal section. Iyo is softening up the champion in hopes to either put her away or let the offense stack on the rib cage and maybe deliver an over-the-moonsault for the exclamation point. It's the same over-the-moonsault that secured her #1 contendership and that Raquel Rodriguez watched take place before her very eyes 24 hours ago on SmackDown. Raquel caught into the corner. Oh, Iyo's going for the Meteora. Raquel Rodriguez off the counter. Raquel with a beautifully timed reversal that time, and much needed at that. Now the Women's World Champion trying to find any window of opportunity to get back in this matchup, as it has been all Iyo the last few moments. Powerbomb! And another close call in this matchup. Raquel's best shot at retaining her title so far. But Iyo Sky did not come to see this opportunity go by the wayside. However, Raquel Rodriguez with other plans. Off the middle, buckle with that signature corkscrew. And Iyo Sky again getting her shoulder off the canvas. Raquel one step closer to retaining her Women's World Championship. 'Twas not to be just yet. We'll be looking for a Tejana bomb, but Iyo Sky again off the reversal. Raquel Rodriguez trying to avoid being down on the canvas and prime target for an over-the-moonsault. Iyo obviously trying to do all she can to avoid the Tejana bomb, but now Iyo Sky mixing up the arsenal. Submission hold locked in. Raquel Rodriguez close to the ropes, but may not have the wherewithal to reach out and grab him. Raquel may not have been suspecting a submission hold in the arsenal tonight. Iyo Sky might have thrown the champion off her game. Oof! Raquel with size and strength on her advantage that time. Able to create a little separation this time, and Raquel Rodriguez scaling the ropes, but Iyo Sky a little bit far out. The champion better think twice, and that's a good decision if you ask me. Or not! Iyo Sky catching her with a Spanish fly. And although she did not win the Women's World Championship off that maneuver, Iyo Sky has got an A+ game plan going for her. Iyo has wrestled to perfection to get to this moment here tonight, but will she be able to out-wrestle Raquel Rodriguez and win the Women's World Championship once and for all? Raquel once again trying to use her strength to her advantage to try to get back into this matchup. A matchup that has been predominantly Iyo Sky in control. Look out for Raquel! Dropping a hammer. Raquel may be trying to mix up her own arsenal. Maybe trying to outfly Iyo Sky. Oh no, wait a minute, on the outside with that neck breaker, ragdolling the challenger. That's already a painful maneuver between the ropes. Imagine how it feels on the outside of them. And now a suplex for good measures. Raquel Rodriguez has flipped a switch, and Iyo Sky is feeling the brunt of it. Iyo Sky is in trouble right now because Raquel Rodriguez is starting to get down and dirty, starting to get physical, starting to do what brought her to the dance. Rising like a phoenix to defeat Shayna Baszler last month at Battleground to win the championship to begin with. Iyo Sky once again maybe on the verge of getting counted out, and this time it may be intentional by Raquel. Iyo back into the ring, but falling right into the grasp. Tejana bomb! Raquel Rodriguez back against the wall. Gets it done where it counts.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Women's World Champion, Raquel Rodriguez.
You gotta give it up for Iyo Sky. Like her attitude or not, she was game tonight. But Raquel Rodriguez capitalized when it mattered most, saw a window of opportunity and climbed through it. The power game, once again the advantage for the champion. The Tejana bomb brings Iyo Sky's championship desires to a screeching halt. Raquel Rodriguez holding on to the Women's World title. And this woman is looking for a little payback after that count-out loss.
The following contest is a triple threat match and is for the WWE Women's Championship. Introducing Introducing the challenger from Knoxville, Tennessee, Bianca Belair.
You know, 2 years ago at this time, Bianca Belair was the WWE Women's Champion, but she has spent quite some time trying to get back to the top of the mountain, whether it was over on Friday Night SmackDown or courtesy of Monday Night Raw. Bianca Belair has had her eyes locked on the WWE Women's title, and it just so happens Rhea Ripley is in Bianca's crosshairs. But obviously the odds stacked against not just the champion, but every woman in this matchup, as it is a triple threat where anything can happen.
Introducing the challenger from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Liv Morgan.
You know, you gotta wonder what's going through the mind of Liv Morgan, losing her WWE Women's title last month at Vengeance to Rhea Ripley, and her rematch coming in the ways of a triple threat. Bianca Belair had a one-on-one opportunity, but here's Liv Morgan having to fight not only the champion, but also another challenger. One thing we will say about Liv Morgan is that she has proven to be resilient throughout 2024, and it just so happens she finds herself in yet another case. I have made my feelings about the Judgment Day and their antics very clear, but one thing nobody can deny is the superstar-like presence of the Eradicator!
And introducing the champion, representing the Judgment Day, from Adelaide, South Australia, the WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest, the other three members of the Judgment Day, very well known to give each other an aid in their contest when need be. It's part of the reason why the Judgment Day are once again the World Tag Team Champions. But one thing we cannot take away from Rhea Ripley, throwing her antics across Monday Night Raw over the last few weeks aside, and the ambushes and the havoc that she has caused on her own right, she has always got the job done by herself. Rhea Ripley demands respect. You can like her, you can love her, you can hate her, but nobody can deny the results. And the results are the white and gold that she carries to the ring tonight. An ominous presence comes over every arena when Rhea Ripley enters the room. They don't call her the Nightmare just because it looks good on a t-shirt. Stomping out the hopes and desires of Liv Morgan last month in Bakersfield, but now Rhea defends the gold in an unideal situation. Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan looking to obtain that very gold. Rhea Ripley stuck between a rock and a hard place. Will she be able to get the job done here tonight? What has been an awesome night here at Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. As the action rolls on, that is the gold that is on the line. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan. It is a triple threat matchup. No countouts, no disqualifications. First decision to a finish. Who will be the Women's Champion? The bell has sounded. We are underway, and Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair, shockingly, going right after one another. You saw in the highlight package, and you witnessed it if you've been tuning into Monday Night Raw. Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair have been very friendly over the last few weeks. A mutual respect between those two women, regardless of how Liv may feel about Bianca being involved in this title matchup tonight. They have turned away challenges from Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, Piper Niven, Tiffany Stratton, amidst numerous tag team matches. But as we've been talking about over the last few weeks, it is every woman for herself, and it's certainly any woman's ball game here tonight. Rhea Ripley may be able to get the job done time and time again by herself in singles competition. A completely different strategy, however, must be employed on nights like tonight. On nights where Rhea Ripley doesn't even have to be pinned or submitted to lose her women's title. Bianca Belair, I'm sure, would take a lot of satisfactory in defeating Rhea Ripley. After Rhea really spoiled her homecoming in Knoxville, Tennessee last month on Raw. Bianca Belair challenged Rhea one-on-one for the Women's Championship, and Rhea was really taking Bianca kind of lightly throughout the matchup until Bianca hit a KOD. And that's where the Nightmare flipped the switch. And we saw Rhea Ripley deliver that riptide at ringside to retain her title via countout on that night. Liv Morgan, on the other hand, felt that she was embarrassed back at Vengeance. Put up one hell of a fight. Really nothing to be ashamed of in defeat. It's Liv beating up herself in a sense after she was tapped out by Rhea Ripley last month in Bakersfield. Nonetheless, of how we got here, the goal very loud and proud here tonight. As Liv Morgan going underneath the ring, instituting a steel chair as Bianca Belair trying to go for a splash on Rhea, and Liv Morgan never been afraid to take things to the extreme. Hey, Liv Morgan's playing within the rules tonight. Anything goes in a triple threat matchup, and Liv Morgan realizing that she may have a little bit of a crutch, if you will, but not if Rhea Ripley has got anything to say about it. Liv using the rules to her advantage. Now all three women on the outside. Again, no countouts in this matchup. The decision has to take place between the ropes. This is not the same rules as your Bourbon street fight earlier tonight, but I think at this point everybody knows the rules of a triple threat matchup and what needs to go down to determine who is leaving Smoothie King Center as the women's champion of the WWE. It's already been a great night for the women of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. The announcement of Queen of the Ring at the end of the summer. Saturday night, September the 21st in New York City. Raquel Rodriguez retaining her Women's World Championship against Iyo Sky in a great contest moments ago. And now these three Monday Night Raw All-Stars taking center stage. Bianca Belair trying to get her hands dirty in this matchup as all three women continue to jock for position. Triple threat match is so hard as we are witnessing right now, trying to sustain momentum. Once you think you got it in your grasp, somebody comes up from behind, sneak attacks you, clubs you in the back, and right away you're in a position that Bianca Belair almost was in, which was losing this matchup. But there's Bianca into a cover on Rhea, and Rhea powers herself out, excuse me. Now the champion down and out, and it might not be a bad idea in this matchup for Liv and Bianca to team up on an oh-so-dominant champion, but quite frankly, I think both of these women realizing that they're going to have to do anything they need to do to try to leave New Orleans tonight as the champion, even if that means going through each other. Bianca Belair trying to muscle up Rhea Ripley, Rhea having none of it. Now Rhea going behind. Face first goes the EST. And Rhea into the cover to retain her title. And Liv Morgan was about to break things up, but Bianca Belair gets the shoulder off the canvas. Also got to keep in mind the X factor that Liv Morgan may not be coming in 100% tonight. Maybe one of the reasons she is so eager to use those steel chairs. Clubbed in the back of the head with the WWE Women's title 2 weeks ago, competed in the midst of an 8-woman tag team matchup this past Monday on Raw. And just as Raw was about to go off the air, cameras cut to the top of the stage where Rhea Ripley was beating down on Liv Morgan and laid her out with a riptide on the steel grate. Oof. Bianca Belair trying to be the aggressor. Got the champion in her sights, lays her out on the ropes, and Liv Morgan with an oblivion variation. Rhea trying to shake the cobwebs off, realizing that Liv almost stole the championship that time. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley had a trilogy of matches throughout 2024. First the Royal Rumble in January, WrestleMania in March, and Vengeance last month in May. Now their roads lead to this triple threat matchup tonight. Bianca Belair looking to play the X Factor. You always got to keep in mind the fact that Liv and Rhea, with all of their history, maybe a little bit too focused on destroying one another, and it may be an opportunity for Bianca to capitalize. Just as she did right there, trying to lay out Rhea on the chair, but there's Liv Morgan not allowing Bianca to take advantage. Again, so hard to get sustained momentum in a triple threat matchup. You gotta have eyes in the back of your head. Easier said than done, as these women are falling all over those steel chairs that have been employed throughout this contest. Bianca doing her damnedest to rule the ring. Some incredible strength being shown on the Judgment Day's Nightmare. Rhea down. Bianca goes behind on Liv Morgan. Liv coming crashing down. Bianca's got an opportunity here to win the WWE Women's title. But Liv Morgan gets the shoulder up. Oh, holy hell. Rhea Ripley just turned off the lights of Bianca Belair. Big boot into the corner. Oh, and one for Liv Morgan. Make it a dose. Man, Rhea Ripley was infuriated, wreaking havoc on Monday Night Raw when Liv Morgan upset her back at WrestleMania. Imagine what Rhea's gonna be like if she's not even pinned to lose her title tonight. Could be the worst nightmare, literally, for the Monday Night Raw Women's Division. Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan, two very viable challengers here tonight, and Bianca Belair dishing the steel chair fight right back to the woman who brought him to the dance. Rhea Ripley just taking a moment of R&R on the outside. Meanwhile, Bianca Belair, KOD to Liv Morgan. Oh, but Bianca not watching her back. Rhea Ripley right there, trying to take credit for the destruction. Bianca laying out Rhea, laying out Liv. Once again going behind Liv Morgan on the receiving end of not one but two KODs. But once again, literally not having eyes in the back of your head, Bianca's worst detriment in this matchup. Oh, wait a minute, Bianca sent to the outside by Rhea. Rhea's got her eyes locked on Liv Morgan. This could be all she wrote. Riptide to Liv Morgan into the cover. But Liv Morgan somehow, some way, resilient as all hell, able to get the shoulder up. You could say whatever you want about Liv Morgan falling short to defeat Rhea Ripley in their trilogy fight last month, but nobody can deny the gutsy performance that Liv Morgan continues to bring to the table. Bianca Belair, gut wrench into a powerbomb. Rhea thought she had this matchup won. Eradicated Bianca Belair from the squared circle, focused in on Liv, but underestimated Liv Morgan's resilience. And now it's Bianca Belair looking to pick the scraps. Liv Morgan has got to be feeling worse for wear after being on the receiving end of both of these strong women's finishing maneuvers. Bianca going up top and face first. Might have hit the turnbuckles on the way down. Rhea into the cover. And not even getting the one count that time. Liv Morgan hustling up. Oof. Does Liv Morgan have a chance now to win this triple threat matchup? Some close calls for Rhea and Bianca. Is it Liv Morgan's time? Imagine if Liv spoils the championship reign of Rhea Ripley once again. Bianca bringing in another steel chair as if we need it. Those other two are all kinds of banged up. Now Liv off the middle, buckle with a bulldog. And Rhea Ripley from behind. Tell you what, the Raw Women's Division has been on fire. Bayley making a return in recent weeks. Oh, wait a minute, hold that thought. Oblivion by Liv. But once again, these women not watching their awareness. Bianca Belair breaking things up. Liv laying out Rhea. Might have had this match won. Bianca Belair cutting Liv in half with a spear. And Bianca trying to focus in on Rhea. Liv Morgan to her feet momentarily as fatigue has got to be setting in what has been a test of endurance from these three women. Liv going for the cover. Rhea Ripley playing a non-factor, and she almost won the title. Another close call. We're trying to talk about how the Raw Women's Division very much been heating up. Bayley making a return, the emergence of likes of Cora Jade and Tiffany Stratton over the last few months. But these three women have taken center stage, and they're doing so again here tonight. Liv Morgan taken to the outside. Bianca Belair off the reversal. Who has got enough left in the tank to persevere over two other opponents. Rhea Ripley taking care of Bianca, and Liv Morgan just chucking a chair at the back of Rhea and goes into the cover. The best strategy Liv has at the current moment is just to try to hustle up and take out the champion. Unfortunately for her, the Eradicator is just a different breed. Liv trying to turn this matchup into a one-on-one momentarily, but Bianca back inside the ring with Rhea on her shoulders. That's gotta feel good for the EST, a KOD. Liv Morgan obviously not allowing a 3 count that time. Rhea Ripley is worse for wear. Whoever is the last woman standing between Bianca and Liv right now may end up capitalizing. Liv taken to the outside. Bianca Belair with her eyes locked on Rhea once more. Rhea with the counter. Rhea with Bianca in her grasp. Here we go. Riptide. Rhea into the cover. But Bianca Belair survives. This is why Rhea resulted to a count-out victory a number of weeks ago. But Rhea cannot be reliant on that tonight. Needs to get the finish between the ropes as she once again sends Liv Morgan to the outside. Rhea Ripley, now the one, trying to hustle up a second Riptide. Is that gonna be all she wrote? It is. Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan have been on the top of their game to the best of their abilities, week in and week out on Raw. But Rhea Ripley dividing and conquering here tonight.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place, Rhea Ripley showing us why we are living in the era of the Eradicator. Like her, love her, or hate her, still on top of the world, the Nightmare Rhea Ripley retains the WWE Women's Championship. Well, as we found out this past Monday Night on Raw, in less than 2 weeks' time, the Tribal Chief is back. Roman Reigns returns to Monday Night Raw with the issues between the Judgment Day and the Usos and Solo Sikoa as of late. Is that what is on the mind of Roman Reigns? We got some more breaking news. Let's check it out. Coming up on Friday night, July the 5th, on a special Great American Bash edition of Friday Night SmackDown. The Great One, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock, returns. What is on the mind of The Rock? We find out July the 5th on SmackDown. A couple of huge announcements already made tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But coming up next, speaking of SmackDown, it is their portion of the main event. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. 30 victories and 1 defeat, and the SmackDown career of Gunther is at stake against the almighty Bobby Lashley. These two superstars, no strangers to each other. Their paths have crossed yet again in recent weeks. As Gunther waited for somebody worthy of his attention, the Almighty took it with emphatic force. But as we mentioned, Lashley and Gunther, no strangers to each other. Their history goes back to February of 2023 at WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley defended his United States Championship against the Ring General in an incredible powerhouse display on both sides of the ring. It was Gunther winning his first championship gold on the SmackDown brand, kicking off a reign with the United States title. Lashley never able to challenge Gunther in a rematch as he was drafted to Monday Night Raw just several weeks later. But all this time later, as we mentioned, their paths have crossed again. And of course, 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, the brawl in Mexico City, where Bobby Lashley was reminded that although he wants his shot at the world title, there is a looming issue with the Apex Predator Randy Orton. We talked about it last night. Bobby Lashley needs to remain focused on the task at hand. Put Randy Orton in the back of his mind, because at the front needs to be the Ring General Gunther. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line, live and up next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Certainly a big fight feel here in New Orleans, Louisiana, as the almighty Bobby Lashley approaches the squared circle. And it looks like Bobby Lashley is not coming alone. Well, 24 hours ago, Montez Ford of the Street Profits found out firsthand that the numbers game is usually in the corner of Imperium. A victory for Ludwig Kaiser against Ford on SmackDown, and it looks as if Bobby Lashley has enlisted the help of Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford to watch his back tonight. Well, that certainly makes things that much more interesting as Gunther approaches a World Championship defense. You know, one thing that has been very strange looming over the lead up to this matchup is Gunther's ambush of Bobby Lashley and the brawl that broke out in the backstage area 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Gunther has never really been one to attack his opponents from behind, usually gets the job done between the ropes. Is Gunther nervous about this defense tonight? Is he nervous about the efforts of the Almighty? All remains to be seen in due time. Lashley has enlisted the eyes of the Street Profits to watch his back tonight after what they endured just last night on SmackDown. And Gunther is not coming alone either. And again, is Gunther feeling the pressure? 30 victories and only 1 defeat since his SmackDown debut in December of 2022. Gunther, as we mentioned, never been one to get in brawls or ambush his opponents from behind in the lead up to championship matches, but there's just been a little bit of a different vibe surrounding the lead up to this championship match here tonight. Is Gunther nervous that the Almighty has been waiting for this rematch for the last 16 months here in WWE, and now with the stakes higher than ever, realizing that Lashley owns victories over the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, as well as the Apex Predator Randy Orton over the last few months on SmackDown, is Gunther starting to feel the pressure of being the world champion? Gunther may be realizing that Lashley is looking better than he ever has. And Lashley has been motivated, hungry, dare I say starving for championship gold, whether it been on Raw or SmackDown for months. Finally getting a one-on-one matchup. Gunther may be feeling the walls starting to close in on him. Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, another X Factor. Never normally out here to accompany Gunther when the world title's on the line. There is something different surrounding this matchup tonight. Gunther defends the World Heavyweight Championship and defends his last 30 victories on Friday Night SmackDown against the almighty Bobby Lashley. Let's send things down to the ring for your official match introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Colorado Springs, Colorado, weighing in at 273 pounds, the almighty Bobby Lashley! And his opponent from Vienna, Austria,
A year and a quarter have gone by since Lashley and Gunther last met. And now in only their second ever encounter, the stakes couldn't be higher than ever. Gunther has only gotten more dominant. Lashley has only gotten more hungry. Charles Robinson hoisting up the prize that is on the line. The World Heavyweight Championship. As SmackDown's portion of the main event commences here in Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. The bell has sounded. We are underway. Lashley dropped Gunther just over a week ago in Mexico City with a spear. Is Gunther looking for retribution, or will Lashley repeat here tonight? Lashley's got to be feeling a little bit more comfortable with the Street Profits watching his back. Lashley may have been realizing what we have already discussed, that there's been a little bit of a different ominous presence looming around the lead up to this championship matchup. Expecting Kaiser and Vinci might play an X Factor. Now Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins in the corner of the challenger. Again, all spewing out of last night in the Humphrey Coliseum at Mississippi State. On SmackDown! Hold that thought, Lashley, big time slam on Gunther, only a 1 count that time. Montez Ford went one-on-one with Ludwig Kaiser just 24 hours ago. Gunther and Giovanni Vinci certainly played an X factor in that matchup, helping Ludwig Kaiser get the victory over one half of the Street Profits. Now it's an even playing field here tonight, as Gunther looks to try to dictate the pace. And Gunther has really become a big match player on Friday nights. This is the first time he is seeing in-ring competition between the bells since Saturday night, May the 4th, at Battleground, when he successfully defended the World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns. Gunther has said that that is the night that he took his rightful spot at the head of the table on the blue brand, and nobody can really deny him. Outside of that one blemish on his record, last year at SummerSlam with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, Gunther has been literal perfection since December of 2022 on SmackDown, which of course includes that victory last year at WrestleMania against the almighty Bobby Lashley. Now Gunther looking to repeat tonight, sending Lashley to the outside, crash and burn in Imperium territory. Gunther trying to ragdoll the almighty by any means necessary to get the upper hand in this World Championship defense. The ring general realizing that Bobby Lashley has been waiting for a one-on-one opportunity for championship gold since the month of October. A long-stemming issue and story for Bobby Lashley. Those who have been around have witnessed it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on here. Bobby Lashley on the outside in Imperium territory. Kaiser and Vinci surrounding the challenger. I don't think Charles Robinson's having any of it. Charles Robinson getting rid of Giovanni Vinci. I think specifically, Vinci has been thrown out of here. Well, that's what he gets for putting his hands on the almighty Bobby Lashley. And now the numbers are in Lashley's favor. Certainly a difference maker. As Gunther tried to throw Lashley to the wolves, it comes back to bite him. And now the #1 contender is in firm control. Lashley's picked up victories, as we mentioned, over Sheamus, over the Apex Predator Randy Orton, since being drafted to Friday Night SmackDown back in April. And obviously there's a looming issue with Randy Orton. Orton dropping Lashley with not 1 but 2 RKOs less than 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. As we have already discussed tonight, Lashley has got to remain focused on the task at hand, and that is trying to win the world title. Off the German suplex, Gunther going to the top rope. An aerial maneuver helped him retain the world title last month against Roman Reigns. A drop kick, and now sitting down on the abdominal section. And you notice that turnbuckle has been exposed, I believe, by Ludwig Kaiser, or may have been the work by Giovanni Vinci before he was thrown out of here. Nonetheless, Lashley down and out by hands of the World Heavyweight Champion at the current moment, as Gunther looks to dictate the pace, beat down his challenger, wrestle his style of matchup. Now going back to the top, and that same splash is what retained the world title last month in Sacramento. Lashley doing his homework, getting out of the way, muscling up the champion, and letting the blood rush to the head of the ring general. Some almighty strength being shown. Lashley is just oozing confidence here tonight. Gotta imagine Bobby Lashley has watched back the replay of WrestleMania last year, the events of 16 months ago, time and time again. Bobby Lashley is not looking to make a mistake. Realizes that Gunther continues to get better with each and every performance. Bobby Lashley trying to meet him in the middle. I'll tell you what, Lashley is doing a good job of not being overzealous in this matchup. Could easily be fired up with Randy Orton possibly looming on his mind with the interference of Giovanni Vinci earlier, but Lashley is taking his time, and it is clearly benefiting the challenger. Press slam, down goes the World Heavyweight Champion. And Lashley into the cover to win the gold. Not just yet, as Gunther still in this championship defense. A little bit slow to get to his feet is the World Heavyweight Champion, who creates some distance momentarily, and now it's Bobby Lashley in the grass, being manhandled by Gunther himself. Tell you what, one thing you can never discount Gunther is even when you think he is down and out, which has been many of occasions, Gunther has found a way to come back. He has had his back up against the wall, whether it be against Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, even the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar. Gunther has beaten some of the best in this industry to ever do it. And he's looked worse for wear, but survived nonetheless doing so. It's one of the reasons he has raked up 30 victories since his SmackDown debut all that time ago. And a big-time Uranagi on the challenger, getting him one step closer to retaining the title. However, victory not to be found just yet. Same has to be said for Gunther when it comes to not being overzealous. Both of these men taking their time and making sure there is as much power as they mean to have behind each and every maneuver. Oh, wait a minute here. Look, Angelo Dawkins up on the ring apron. The Street Profits looking to get even with Imperium after the events of last night on SmackDown. Could have been a big-time victory for Montez Ford had Imperium's number not play a factor. Lashley now, press slam to the ring general. All's fair in love and war, I guess. The Street Profits playing the challenger dividends. Now the world champion into the corner. Bobby Lashley with his eyes locked, starting to move a little bit more slowly. Fatigue starting to set in the battles. But nonetheless, Lashley knows the opportunity that's at hand and is not looking to see it go up in smoke. Superplex to the champion. And some appreciation being shown by this capacity audience in New Orleans, Louisiana. Gunther trying his best not to have his shoulders on the canvas. Lashley struggling to keep down the world champion. Just got to keep his foot on the gas pedal and dish out some maneuvers like that. Gunther obviously with some great strength within him, but the almighty Bobby Lashley brings a different breed of power. Maybe Lashley's best X factor in trying to win the World Heavyweight title tonight. Another suplex on the champion. Gunther once again trying his darndest not to stay down on the canvas. Dare I say, this might be Lashley's biggest struggle at the moment, is just trying to keep the champion down. Another counter. There's Bobby Lashley not allowing Gunther to take back control. Oh, wait a minute, kick to the gut. Lashley, Dominator, to win the world title. Not just yet. And the disbelief written all over the face of the challenger. Stacking the offense, one piece at a time. The Dominator, however, does not do it. Oh, wait a minute, now Ludwig Kaiser, I think, taking the almighty's eye off the ball. Gunther coming from behind, and it dishes out a German suplex. Well, Angelo Dawkins got involved earlier. I can't say anything about Ludwig Kaiser. I think Dawkins is doing it again. Hell, all's fair in love and war. This is what these two men brought to the dance. Lashley off the lariat. A spear. Lashley's gonna do it. 30-2. World title changing hands. Not just yet. Gunther gets the shoulder off the canvas again. Man, Vinci has gotten involved. Kaiser's gotten involved. Angelo Dawkins getting his hands dirty. But no matter the case, both of these men are still swinging. Gunther survives the spear and now gets Lashley up for the power bomb out of nowhere. And just like that, Gunther retains the World Heavyweight title.
Here is your winner, and still the World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther!
An incredible effort by a game almighty Bobby Lashley, and regardless of the interference by Imperium and albeit even the Street Profits, the ring general Gunther continues to show why he sits atop the throne on Friday Night SmackDown. 31 victories since December of 2022, an unprecedented reign as the World Heavyweight Champion since November the 19th of last year. Add Bobby Lashley to an ever-growing list. Who the hell is gonna step up to stop that man as the ring general Gunther retains the big gold belt? Prepare for the most exciting 10 minutes, a fast-paced 600 seconds, and all the action you can handle coming your way exclusively each and every Wednesday, only on the Noah Nation Gaming TikTok. The superstars of Raw and SmackDown race to the finish line on velocity. Competition at an all-time high that you won't see anywhere else. Scan the QR code, follow on TikTok, and don't miss a second of velocity. Monday Night Raw's respective main event is coming up next as the WWE Championship is on the line. Kevin Owens defends the gold he won 3 months ago at WrestleMania against the visionary Seth Freakin Rollins. A rematch that has been looming since Sunday night, March the 3rd at the grandest stage of them all. The Royal Rumble match winner, Kevin Owens, took on then WWE Champion Seth Freakin Rollins in a grueling WrestleMania main event. Kevin Owens dishing out every physical being that he possibly could to keep down a game visionary. And in the end, the pop-up powerbomb put in the final nail in the coffin of Rollins' illustrious reign. Well, ever since then, Seth Rollins, finding himself at the back of the line, has curb-stomped anybody in his way to try to proclaim himself the #1 contender. Rollins has done all he can over the last few weeks to get an edge, laying out Kevin Owens by curb stomp, by putting him through the announce table, brawling throughout the WWE Universe, the kendo stick shot 2 weeks ago. What about the backstage assault this past Monday night? Seth Freakin Rollins has done all he can to ensure he will have the upper hand in this highly anticipated WrestleMania rematch. Will Rollins win back the gold, or will the reign of Kevin Owens live on? We find out up next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
It has been an awesome night here at the King of the Ring, and your co-main event is live and in living color. The challenger, the #1 contender, the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth Freakin Rollins. Like him, love him, or hate him, nobody can deny the 197-day WWE Championship reign of Seth Rollins. One that kicked off last year at SummerSlam when Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase. And he rode that title wave all the way to the main event of WrestleMania. And it came crashing down with a pop-up powerbomb in the middle of the squared circle, as you saw in the highlight tape moments ago. Ever since then, Rollins has been obsessed with obtaining a one-on-one rematch for the WWE title that he lost at the grandest stage. Now, 3 months and change later, Seth Rollins has a chance to right the wrong in his mind that happened back in Dallas back in March. Rollins has done all he can to get an edge, but will it be enough to keep down a tough-as-nails champion? A man that personifies just keep fighting. It is the reason he holds the gold today. The 2024 Royal Rumble match winner. The victor of the WrestleMania main event. Successfully has defended that gold against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, the King of Strong Style Shinsuke Nakamura, and pinned the almighty Bobby Lashley in a fatal four-way matchup that included LA Knight as well as Seth Rollins. It has been a great reign at the top of Raw for Kevin Owens, but will it all come to an end tonight? Many have said that you're never truly 100% when you step inside that squared circle, but being hurt and being injured, two separate things. And I would bet the house that Kevin Owens is hurt coming into this matchup tonight. We saw what happened on Raw, the ambush in the backstage area, Kevin Owens coming in contact with concrete. Did Rollins deal out enough damage to have the edge here tonight? We find out as this matchup commences.
Introducing the challenger from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth Freakin Rollins. And his opponent from Merivale, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 266 pounds, the WWE Champion, Kevin Owens.
Here's the Monday Night Raw respective main event as the finals of the King of the Ring tournament looms and a chance to main event SummerSlam hangs in the balance. Could one of these two superstars be making their way to SummerSlam this August to defend the WWE title? Kevin Owens handing the gold over to Rod Zapata as he hoists the prize high in the sky. The challenger, the visionary, Seth Freakin Rollins, the champion, the prize fighter, Kevin Owens. The WrestleMania main event, 3 months in the making, is underway. And Seth Rollins hot out of the gate with the swing blade and trying to catch Kevin Owens early. Seth Rollins, it's a nice attempt, but I think after WrestleMania a few months ago, better have it drilled deep into his brain that it's going to take a hell of a lot to keep down Kevin Owens. As we mentioned, you're never truly 100% in this business, but being hurt and being injured are two separate things. You see what Kevin Owens has been through just over the last month on Monday Night Raw. He's been curb stomped by Seth Rollins. He's been put through the announce table. What about this past Monday night? Not only the backstage assault by Rollins, but a very physical matchup against the Prince Finn Balor. Seth Rollins, I'll bite in the ring this past Monday on Raw as well, but dare I say, not even half the challenge that Kevin Owens had to endure thanks to the assist by Dirty Dominic Mysterio and a victory for Rollins over the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. Nonetheless, Seth Freakin Rollins trying to get the early edge. Blockbuster on the champion. And that's where Rollins might be feeling a little bit overzealous. Obviously trying to push the pace in the early going, but not watching his ring awareness there, and an easy rope break by a possibly weakened champion. As much as Rollins has been obsessed with getting this WrestleMania rematch over the last 3 months, he better remain focused on the task at hand and remain relaxed can be. You get overzealous against Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens will meet you with that right there. A couple of closed fists and a boot for your troubles. 2024 has been an incredible banner year for Kevin Owens. Winning the Royal Rumble match, the main event of WrestleMania. But does it all come crashing down here in mere moments? Man, Rollins has gone to the air multiple times in this matchup already. The blockbuster moments ago, the springboard knee. Kevin Owens just trying to find a way to gain some momentum and sustained in this matchup. A little crossface to weaken the challenger might do just that. I don't know if this is going to tap out Rollins this early, but it'll certainly do a number on the Visionary. Rollins trying to get the champion off his back. Does just that. Little kick to the gut. Backstage assault on Monday night, where Kevin Owens was rammed right into the concrete wall, right into an equipment box. Could have been electrocuted. Luckily wasn't. Kevin Owens continuing to fight here tonight. Almost caught Seth Rollins that time. Rollins, again, better not be overzealous, because Kevin Owens will see a window of opportunity and will absolutely take it. These two men know each other very well. They have done their homework. They have studied up time and time again. One of those rare cases where they might know themselves, or I should say know each other better than they know themselves. WWE Champion Kevin Owens just trying to dish out the same punishment to Seth Rollins that Rollins has dealt to him on Monday Night Raw. Now Owens coming off the top, crushing down the challenger. And Rollins getting the shoulder up. Again, Kevin Owens surviving the Judgment Day's Finn Balor this past Monday night on Raw. Rollins getting through the Intercontinental Champion, Sami Zayn, the pick your poison. Both of these men coming in with some in-ring momentum built just a few short days ago. Big-time German by Rollins that time to get back into this matchup. Kevin Owens looking a little bit dazed, and the challenger's going to take advantage. Owens to the outside, Rollins with some fire underneath those feet, and Kevin Owens eating the soles of his boots. Kevin Owens has shown some glimmers so far, but this has been all Seth freaking Rollins since the opening bell. This is what Rollins wants. This is what Rollins has been dreaming about. Dictating the pressure, dishing out the punishment to Kevin Owens, and getting back the WWE Championship that I'm sure in the mind of the Revolutionary, Owens stole away back at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins had an opportunity, of course, back at Backlash in April in the Fatal 4-Way matchup. If you ask Rollins, he did not lose that matchup. He was screwed over by LA Knight. Rollins, of course, off the heels of coming over the top rope that time, picking up a victory over the megastar LA Knight last month at Vengeance, securing his #1 contendership against Big Bronson Reed several weeks ago. Now Seth Rollins meeting Kevin Owens with a super kick. Owens might have sent Rollins back inside the ring, but Rollins the one dictating the pace, and now the Visionary laying out the champion once more. And this is not the fight that Kevin Owens could have hoped that he was going to be fighting here tonight. Owens is wrestling a defensive battle at the current moment as Seth Rollins now in prime position for a buckle bomb on the WWE Champion into the cover. And he almost had the title that time, but Kevin Owens able to survive. Rollins obviously has got to realize what he is in for tonight, a war of attrition with Kevin Owens. Owens as tough as they come. And if Rollins didn't know before, he certainly found that out 3 months and change ago in the main event of WrestleMania in AT&T Stadium. Rollins once again being reminded of that tonight. All the reason Rollins has tried to dish out some extra punishment where he can over the last several weeks in the lead up to this contest to try to get the edge over the current champion. Acai moonsault now to the outside. Could be going for a springboard swanton. Nobody home. Rollins trying to take things to the air, but Kevin Owens getting out of the target. And this is Owens' opportunity now to try to get back into this matchup and get some sustained momentum finally in Raw's respective main event here tonight. A misstep by Rollins, and it certainly took a lot out of him. Owens' wheels are a-spinning, and so is his body over the top rope, taking out the challenger. Owens has never been afraid to put his own body in harm's way if it means getting his hand raised high at the other side of the bell. And a big-time lariat on the outside, just exploding on the Visionary. This is what Kevin Owens has got to do. Push the pressure, come alive, rally the troops here in New Orleans, and try to overcome what has been a very blueprinted architect like Seth Rollins tonight. Owens going to the top. Another splash does not deliver. Crash and burn. Seth Rollins now trying to take back control, and he does. I'll tell you what, one thing about Seth Rollins' 197-day title reign is even when you thought the odds were stacked against him, the Visionary time and time again found a way to win. And tonight may be a repeat of history. Rollins may be about to prove that WrestleMania was only a misstep. On the top rope, superplex to the champion. And now Rollins scaling the other corner. Owens laid out. Going for a Phoenix splash, but nobody home. Those high-risk maneuvers continue to cost both men in this WWE title matchup. Rollins wanting the Phoenix splash. Kevin Owens read his playbook. And now Owens instituting a beatdown in the middle of the squared circle. Rollins looking worse for wear off the crash and burn and the offense by the champion. And once again, Kevin Owens trying to rally the troops and rev up the engines here at the King of the Ring. And a nice fall-away slam. Owens back up top. Could be a risky maneuver here, but Owens confident, and he delivers. Big-time splash. They don't call it high risk, high reward for nothing. That risk paying Owens dividends that time, but Seth Rollins able to get the shoulder off the canvas. The ropes he goes. Kevin Owens dropped down. Could be looking for a pop-up power bomb here. Rollins doing his best to have some concrete feet, stopping Owens dead in his tracks. Rollins not looking to see a repeat of the WrestleMania main event and the maneuver that cost him the WWE title on that night. Falcon Arrow to the champion. And just like that, Rollins has taken New Orleans, Louisiana out of it. Damn near popping a balloon. Absolutely deflating. As now Seth Rollins has got Kevin Owens up against the ropes. Nice reversal by the champion that time. Seth Rollins trying to be the aggressor, and the champion going flying to the outside. Fatigue starting to set in as Kevin Owens' lifeless body down at ringside, and Rollins' wheels are a-spinning. Owens put Rollins through the announce table at WrestleMania. Rollins dished it right back on Raw several weeks ago. And it may be about to be a repeat here at King of the Ring. Rollins with Owens on the announce table. The champion's in trouble. Pedigree through the table. The WWE Champion is out cold. Referee at a count of 7. Rollins sends Owens right to the LED post. Seth Rollins breaking the count, obviously knowing he cannot win the title via countout tonight, but he can certainly deal a great deal of punishment to Kevin Owens on the outside. The pedigree through the announce table. Springboard frog splash and catches Kevin Owens even when he tried to get out of the way. And how close was that? Rollins in disbelief that he is not the WWE Champion right now. That might have been Rollins' best chance so far at winning the title. Owens, with his back against the wall, still finds a way to survive. That just goes to show you what Rollins is willing to do, the lengths he is willing to travel to take home the gold yet again. Great maneuver off the springboard and the crossbody taking out Owens. Owens trying to get his feet underneath of him once again, but I don't think Rollins is looking to allow that. Counter by Owens. Owens realizing that he needs to kick into a new gear, a little bit of a sense of urgency out of the champion after he may have saw the title flash before his eyes moments ago. Another splash. That pedigree through the announce table might have knocked Kevin Owens out cold momentarily, but it has now awoken something inside the prize fighter, reminding him what exactly he is fighting for. The top spot in World Wrestling Entertainment, the big gold, as Kevin Owens now sending Rollins for a ride into the cover. And Seth Rollins able to get the shoulder up. Talked about how Seth Rollins always found a way to win throughout his title reign. Kevin Owens looking to prove the same tonight. Go for a missile drop kick, nobody home. Uncharacteristic of Kevin Owens. Anybody got caught? Turn stomp by the Visionary. That's gonna do it. Rollins, not just yet. Kevin Owens is still alive here at King of the Ring. A rare misstep in the arsenal by Kevin Owens as he tried to dig deep down in the bag of tricks and throw Rollins off his game. It came back to bite him. Oh, but Rollins now with a pedigree inside the ring. And that might be the final nail in the coffin. Wait a minute, Rollins isn't going for the cover. I don't think Seth's done. I think Seth Rollins wants to ensure victory here in New Orleans. Another kick. Going for a second. Curb stomp. That's gonna do it. Rollins, your new champion. Not to be denied is Kevin Owens. Where do you find this kind of fight? Where do you find this kind of resilience? Tough as they come, the prize fighter, your WWE champion, Owens is still in this clash. Owens fought long and hard, from rock bottom, from the back of the line, on Monday Night Raw last year, all the way to winning the Royal Rumble, to main eventing WrestleMania, to winning the WWE title. He is not looking to see this title reign come to an end tonight. Owens on top, risky business, but the Swanton works out in his favor. But Seth Rollins is still alive. We have got a barn burner on our hands. The WrestleMania main event, or excuse me, the WrestleMania rematch here at the King of the Ring for the WWE title. And a stunner delivered by KO. Owens realizing Rollins a little bit close to the ropes, hesitates to go for the pinfall. And it might have just bit him in the cheeks there. Seth Rollins getting the shoulder off the canvas. What a line. And now Rollins off the reversal, somehow able to survive the stunner, possibly because of the hesitation by the WWE Champion. And now you see the fatigue of this matchup starting to set in. We are in deep waters, championship rounds as they call them. These two men fighting with any ounce of energy they got left. A true test of endurance here tonight. Rollins off the super kick. The champion staring up at the lights of Smoothie King Center. Another springboard. Rollins delivers with a crossbody. You gotta wonder what Rollins has got left in the arsenal that Kevin Owens may not be expecting, or is it just going back to the well with what has brought him to the dance? Another pedigree, another curb stomp, something to keep down what is clearly Kevin Owens at the best he's ever been. A true war of attrition in Monday Night Raw's respective main event. And still to come, the tournament finals of the King of the Ring between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. And notice what Rollins is doing right now. Not going for any heavy hitters, just trying to stack the offense. But Kevin Owens sees a window. Looking to climb through it, Rollins sent for an amusement park ride. And Kevin Owens is now the one standing on the soles of his boots. Seth freaking Rollins looking worse for wear. Owens throwing some live rounds. Big time exploder. Rollins trying to get the hell out of Dodge, but there may not be anywhere to hide for the WWE Champion who soars through the skies of New Orleans, Louisiana. Crash and burn at ringside, and Rollins on the devastating end of it. Kevin Owens now just trying to do all he can to do as Rollins was doing moments ago, stack the offense and keep down his opponent. Back at ringside, Kevin Owens is now the aggressor, where Seth Rollins has been dangerous throughout this matchup. Owens has turned the tables, and now Rollins set inside the squared circle. Look at Kevin Owens, very slow to get back on the offense. A true war of attrition is what we are witnessing tonight as Owens scales the top rope for another time in this matchup, and Rollins getting the hell out of Dodge. Rollins, schoolboy, he's gonna steal the title here. And Owens denies. Man, Rollins has done it a few times as well, but Kevin Owens has been very overzealous with those high-risk maneuvers throughout this matchup. About a 50-50 delivery, which in my eyes is not good enough. Back and forth, exchanging some shots. Blue Thunder Bomb. A little call out to his best friend, Sami Zayn. Rollins on spaghetti legs. Pop-up powerbomb. And Kevin Owens repeats history from WrestleMania Sunday.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Champion, Kevin Owens.
Not once over the last 3 months has Kevin Owens' title been in more jeopardy than it was tonight, but Owens, proving to be a survivor with his back against the wall, retains the WWE Championship. Well, it has been a night of announcements here in New Orleans, and the road to SummerSlam kicks off tonight. Mark the calendars. Saturday night, August 17th, live from Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan, the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. And who will main event in Ford Field? We find out up next in your main event, it is the 2024 King of the Ring Tournament Finals. SmackDown's American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and Raw's Second City Saint CM Punk. Over the last several weeks, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk have competed in this tournament tooth and nail with the competition across their respective brands. The lights have been on bright at All-Star Raw and Super SmackDown, and even when the odds have been stacked against these two superstars, they have risen like phoenixes time and time again to prove their worth in tonight's tournament final. CM Punk, of course, surviving the numbers of the Judgment Day and then going on to survive the badass Bron Breakker at the top of the hour here tonight. Cody Rhodes able to outlast the Mad Dragon, Ilja Dragunov. And now all roads lead to what is coming up next. CM Punk, who made his WWE return at the top of 2024, looks for it to continue at the highest note by becoming the King of the Ring. Cody Rhodes, who has been on a road of redemption on Friday Night SmackDown, looks for it to culminate by punching his ticket to SummerSlam. It is main event time! Saturday night, June 15th, 2024, Smoothie King Center, New Orleans, Louisiana, the King of the Ring. What is left in the tank of these two superstars? Whatever it is, it's time to empty it. It's time to give it all or nothing, no going back. Now or never to wear the crown.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes!
The Cruiserweight Champion JD McDonough in the first round, Elidolo Andrade in the quarterfinals, and the Mad Dragon Ilja Dragunov in the semis. Cody Rhodes facing a contrast of styles and the superstars he has met throughout this tournament. But now the opposer more larger than life than ever. These two superstars no strangers to each other, but it has been quite the amount of years since Cody and CM Punk shared the same ring. At this stage in their careers, a dream match of sorts. The American Nightmare, locked and loaded, representing Friday Night SmackDown in this interpromotional match. But the man representing Monday Night Raw, the best in the world, the Second City Saint, CM Punk. Returning to WWE at the Royal Rumble at the beginning of this year. Imagine if CM Punk could complete a comeback, so to speak, by wearing the crown of the King.
And his opponents from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk!
Shinsuke Nakamura in the first round, Dirty Dominic Mysterio in the quarterfinals, and Bron Breakker earlier tonight in the semis. You can make a case for either superstar of who had the harder road to the finals, but nonetheless we are here. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Neither of these men can be feeling 100%. Both of them got to be banged up after the wars they were involved in earlier tonight. But as we mentioned moments ago, this is not the time to fall short at the finish line. It is all or nothing. Time to empty the tank. You've made it this far, etching your name in the annals of history as the 2024 King of the Ring winner is at stake, and the main event SummerSlam, an opportunity for your brand's world championship, is on the line. It is the King of the Ring finals here in New Orleans, Louisiana. The bell has sounded, we are underway, and it seems as if this capacity crowd is split down the middle. Cody Rhodes chants, CM Punk chants, as Punk comes hot out of the gate, looking to get the early advantage in this tournament final. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes both involved in wars earlier tonight. But obviously both men had a little bit of time to rest to recuperate. Punk with about an extra 20 or 30 minutes. Ice up, trying to fuel up, if you will, rehydrate. What is very important throughout tonight for both of these superstars is staying focused, staying locked into the game, and not really cooling down. Staying in the moment, and being prepared for war. That is what CM Punk is looking he did the better of right now. He has been all over Cody Rhodes since the bell sounded almost a minute ago. Punk not afraid to take this matchup to the outside, just as he was earlier tonight with Bron Breakker. Did a number on the badass on the outskirts of the ring. Could be looking to repeat history against the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. I am sure there is a great mutual respect between these two veterans, but they'll be the first ones to tell you that their respect, forget going out the door. You can hit it right out of a baseball stadium and into a river, because it does not matter here tonight. CM Punk could be looking for the count-out victory here. Count of 8 by Chad Pat, and Cody Rhodes has got to hustle up. A little bit slow to get back in there. Oh, that's a way to re-enter the ring. Over the top rope, using his own body as a weapon. That could be, dare I say, a sign of weakness out of CM Punk. Hustled up in the early moments, extended a lot of energy to beat down Cody Rhodes at ringside. Could have been looking for the count-out victory. Did not work. Now Cody Rhodes starting to unleash. Cody very fired up here tonight in New Orleans. Cody Cutter in the early going. Both these men leaving it all on the table. No feeling out process needed. They have done this song and dance plenty of times before. Couple of overhand shots by the American Nightmare as he sends CM Punk down to the canvas once more. Cody Rhodes has been on a road to redemption, as we talked about earlier tonight in the heat of battle with Ilja Dragunov. 2 consecutive losses, and heartbreaking ones at that, to the Apex Predator Randy Orton. Both men just forcing themselves to move on, especially Cody Rhodes, after an ever-looming fight was bound between them. Cody Rhodes may be finding redemption throughout the King of the Ring tournament, but not if CM Punk has his way. Turning Cody inside out. You want to talk about a road to redemption? CM Punk may be on his own. A comeback to WWE at the top of 2024. Has not lost a match since. Defeating Shinsuke Nakamura back at WrestleMania. Unfortunately was injured in the process. Spent almost 2 months on the shelf, returned last month at Vengeance. And obviously has laced up the pair of boots throughout the tournament. And now look at CM Punk. A repeat of earlier tonight. The Anaconda Vice at ringside. Obviously cannot win the matchup, but trying to wear down Cody Rhodes, and again could be looking for that count-out victory. Oh, well, no disrespect to Bron Breakker, but Cody Rhodes ain't gonna tap out if he don't need to. Not showing any signs of weakness. Tell you what, this match has been a little bit back and forth so far, and wait a minute, hold on. CM Punk has got Cody hoisted. Go to sleep. Punk's gonna do it here. Punk to win, King of the Ring. Not just yet, Cody Rhodes is still alive. I was about to mention, I believe Cody Rhodes has been busted wide open. And he might have just survived that go to sleep, but Cody Rhodes has got to be feeling like a weakened warrior at the current moment. Oh my goodness, now Punk off the top. And Cody again, able to survive. And the veteran in CM Punk starting to show frustration as he realized Cody Rhodes is looking like a broken soldier of war at the current moment, but somehow is still fighting. Going for a missile drop kick. Wait a minute, inside cradle. Cody stole away the victory from Dragunov earlier tonight. Same as not to be against Punk right now. Now Cody smelling his own blood, and that's going to do one of two things. Either kill the confidence of the American Nightmare or force him to rev up the engines. And it looks like it's going to be a sense of urgency that Cody Rhodes is going to implore. Cody's got to be careful, however. He's not the only one smelling his own blood. CM Punk, a shark that smells the blood in the water. If Punk gets back into this matchup, it could be doomsday for Cody Rhodes' hopes of winning the King of the Ring. Punk already delivering a GTS in this matchup, realizing that might have been it, and it was a great choice of maneuvers by CM Punk. Unfortunately for him, Cody Rhodes is still got something left to prove. Into the cover goes Rhodes, but CM Punk still in this matchup. Regardless of what happened earlier tonight, both of these men are going to leave it all inside of the ring, regardless of how their bodies may be failing them at the current moment. Cody off the schoolboy, trying to do the same to CM Punk that he did to Ilja Dragunov earlier. Punk, however, able to get up and just unloads in the flurry of shots. These two men got to let adrenaline fuel them. Worry about the pain on Sunday morning. The prize going to be, oh, that so much sweeter. Becoming the King of the Ring, earning a chance to challenge for your brand's World Championship. Saturday night, August 17th in Ford Field at SummerSlam. That is what hangs in the balance tonight. And we know CM Punk may have been in the crosshairs of Kevin Owens as of late on Raw. Cody Rhodes down and out. CM Punk just starting to pick apart a bloody American Nightmare. Not if Cody's got anything to say about it. Simple kick to the rib cage, but it's enough to get CM Punk off his tail. And Punk on the top rope. Cody Rhodes, couple of closed fists, and another sends CM Punk tumbling to the outside. Nothing pretty about that, but certainly effective. And now Cody Rhodes throwing his body into harm's way with a suicide dive. Crash and burn on the body of CM Punk. But Punk with the reversal, mounting the offense at ringside. This has just been a fight over the last few minutes. You had to expect this out of these two superstars. Two men who want this more than anything. All stars of their game, at the top of their game. And CM Punk, from my estimations, has also been busted wide open. Well, dare I say, we might be at a little bit more of an even playing field with both men showing the color red. But CM Punk, the aggressor at the current moment. Dare I say, Punk, although Cody, just like there, has shown signs of life throughout this matchup. Hold that thought. Pedigree by the American Nightmare. Oh, but Cody clutching at his knee. Cody unable to capitalize, just as taken out by that pedigree as CM Punk is. Now that sucks for Cody Rhodes. That could have been all she wrote. The pedigree does not do it. Unfortunately, Cody unable to capitalize. Both men back on the soles of their boots. Cody sending CM Punk into the corner and trying to take out the wind of the best in the world. Cody's got to shake off whatever pain was bothering him after that pedigree and just try to keep fighting. For Cody, it would be a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship from SmackDown. For CM Punk, a shot at the WWE title from Raw. And Cody may be the man getting that wish. A Verta Breaker, unfortunately, does not deliver a 3 count. To the victors go the spoils, but so far a victor not to be, as CM Punk getting sent down to the floor of Smoothie King Center. And this has been one hell of a night here in New Orleans, Louisiana. A night we will never forget. And it culminates with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk at the top of their game, duking it out for all the marbles in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. Cody may have been thinking about going high risk, high reward. I think made the better decision, electing for the Axe Hammer. Now at ringside, Cody Rhodes, rushing leg sweep. You rarely see him anymore, but Cody using it to the most effective way possible, right into the barricade. And Punk now, the man who's looking like a broken, bloody soldier of war. CM Punk down and out, Cody up top. Cody going for a picture-perfect moonsault to wear the crown. Not just yet. All the offense Cody just ditched out, and somehow CM Punk's heart is still pumping. There is blood moving through the veins of CM Punk and even trickling down the forehead. Punk is going to continue to fight. And Punk creating some depth, some separation, And not, unfortunately, watching his ring awareness. Cody Rhodes getting out of harm's way in a hurry. Cody Rhodes has been the aggressor for the last minute or two. CM Punk not looking well. Disaster kick. And another hurry-up pinfall. Chad Patton right there to call for the bell. Unfortunately, CM Punk for Cody Rhodes is still into this. And now a reversal that time. But can Punk capitalize? Does he have enough left in the tank, or is Cody beating all the will out of the Second City Saint? Not just yet. A man born on the streets of Chicago, Illinois, will fight till a bitter, broken end if it means doing so. Oh no, Cody in trouble. Out of nowhere, second GTS delivered. Punch CM Punk's ticket to SummerSlam, or maybe not just yet. Within mere moments, it looked as if CM Punk secured his spot in the main event on August 17th. But Cody Rhodes, somehow, some way, letting his road to redemption fuel him to survive a second go to sleep. Cody with lefts and rights and taking CM Punk down. New Orleans, Louisiana on their feet as they are witnessing a classic battle between two bona fide future Hall of Famers. And look at Cody Rhodes, again, coming unglued, the closed fist, right to the open wound. Any means necessary has got to be the MO of Cody Rhodes at the current moment. CM Punk set into the corner, in a physical way at that. Hoisted on the top, Cody Rhodes could be looking to knock him down to size again, or is going to meet him up there. This could spell disaster. But Cody Rhodes looks to be getting his wish. Letting the blood rush to the open wound. The delayed vertical suplex off the top. Cody Rhodes bringing CM Punk to his feet. Dead center of the ring. Pedigree. A maneuver CM Punk is extremely familiar with. He eats it for the second time. Cody not electing for the pinfall just yet. Wants the exclamation point. Could be looking for the crossroads, but CM Punk with an elbow to the open wound. Misses the axe hammer. Cody goes behind. Punk in trouble. Crossroads. He's not done. A second. One more time. A third. Crossroads by the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes is going to SummerSlam. An instant classic in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. But only one man could wear the crown and etch their name in the annals of history. And to the victor goes the spoils.
Here is your winner, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes!
Last year at SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes ended the United States Championship reign of the ring general Gunther. Gunther cannot be happy about this outcome. Cody Rhodes solidifying his spot in history about this 2024 King of the Ring winner. And the American Nightmare punches his ticket to the main event on August 17th to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Thank you for joining us live in New Orleans. Good night from King of the Ring.